big man! Oh, it's pretty! It's so pretty!
The playoffs got underway last week. For some teams, it was business as usual, but one series in particular had fans on their feet from start to finish. More on that coming right up. This is MASL Primetime. What's up, everyone? I'm Alex Bastiavansky. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in today. And this is it. The postseason is here. 8 teams squared off this past week for the right to advance to the Ron Newman Cup semifinals. Now, we're going to lead off with the defending champions today, the San Diego Sockers. They're not only trying to repeat, but they're coming off one of the greatest regular seasons in MASL history. The blue and gold were riding a 20-game win streak when they faced off against Milwaukee in Game 1. And right from the start, the Sockers flexed their offensive muscle in this one.
Brian Miller, to the best in the MASL as the Sockers come to the track, and the shot by Morgan, a goal. And San Diego basically scores on their first shot. They lead it 1-0.
Yeah, it was a sign of things to come, unfortunately, for Milwaukee. Second quarter, Craig Childs makes it 2-0 for San Diego. And then just $1.30 later, Christian Gutierrez. How happy are the Sockers to have him back from injury? He makes it 3-0 with the scintillating shot right there. In the second half, though, Milwaukee gets on the board finally.
Now Marcio with Ian Bennett coming back on. Marcio will fire one in, and they score! Super Mario!
Yeah, the Wave just wasn't getting the breaks, though. Luan Oliveira, best of intentions right there, trying to get the ball back for keeper Joey Capinos, but it was just that kind of day. His reaction says it all. San Diego takes Game 1 big time as they drop the Wave. 9-2 your final score in this one. It got no better for Milwaukee in the second game back in California. 9:06 in, bing, bang, boom. You cannot make mistakes like that against this team. Leo de Oliveira drawing first blood, then leading 2-0 in the second. Charlie Gonzalez, the redirection. Great camera angle right there by the TVX sports team. The tip-in, Sockers cruising up 3-0. Milwaukee does get on the board. Sweet passing here. Jonathan Pachard to Andre Hain. It's 3-1, but then with the score 4-2.
He would have fed him in. Instead, it's Rojo. Rojo steps around Leite. Rojo fires it in! ¡Qué golazo tan fuerte!
Wow, what a goal.
Yeah, what a goal, all right. Rojo making it 5-2. Now, you knew Ian Bennett would still get his points. You can't keep him down. That is his 30th straight game with a goal, but ultimately the Sockers were just too much. They sweep the series in 2 straight. Nothing but love afterwards, and this was cool. The Sockers supporters representatives got to present the inaugural MASL Shield for most points in the regular season to their team on the field. Awesome. 9-3 the final score. Afterwards, keeper Boris Pardo shared his thoughts on the series.
Yeah, enjoyed the night. We deserved it. It was a good battle. They gave up a good fight, but in the end, we were just very clinical with our finishes. So, and the guys to the back, they stood on their head making blocks, and I made the saves that I needed to.
Okay, Game 1 for Chihuahua and Baltimore. This series was something else, and the Blast was playing with a heavy heart. Juan Pereira's mother, Jasira, passed away recently, and those in attendance shared a moment of silence before the contest, and at first it looked like the home team's mind was somewhere else, understandably. Edgar Gonzalez making it 1-0 for Chihuahua. Second quarter, Savage on the rush, Enrique Cañas. Very nice. And that was 2, and they would make it 3. Second half, though, Baltimore wakes up, down 3-1. Lucas Roque, that is his second of the game, and the Blast trailed by just 1, and then
Broom, Williams touches to the boards. Bello in front, loose shot, goal! Roque, the natural hat trick, and we're tied at 3.
Then tied at 4 late in the game.
Well, we figured coming in this would be a good series, and Game 1 has not disappointed. Pereira flicks it forward, Roque shot! Goal! Lucas Roque, number 4, and the Blast take the lead.
Lucas Roque, his 4th, and that proves to be the game winner. Blast win 5-4. William Van Zela talked afterwards.
But I'm so proud of our team and coming back from a 3-0 and the way we played the first half. I want to apologize to our fans because that's not who we are. And we prove so much blood and we fight for the second half. That's who we are.
Welcome back to MASL Primetime, everyone. You know, for much of the regular season, the Florida Tropics were absolutely dominant. They were the runaway winners of the East Division, but they limped into the playoffs. They were missing their number 1 goalie, Hugo Silva, and had dropped 3 of their last 5 games. The question was, could the Tropics find their groove again in the first round against a fired-up St. Louis team that qualified on the final weekend of play? So many questions in this one, and the ambush added another layer of intrigue by hitting first.
No NDI, trying to turn it around here, slowing it down off the wall, trying to get to William Esque, nothing doing there. Esque picks it up off a rebound, and it's a goal! St. Louis ambush right off the get before a minute even passes. Goal! St. Louis ambush, William Esque.
SK draws first blood for the ambush, but Florida came right back at them. Ricardo Carvalho says hello, an absolute cannon top shelf, and they were all knotted up at 1 apiece. Just a $1:45 later, Victor Pereira squeezing one past Eduardo Cortez right there, and the Tropics go up 2-1. St. Louis trying to claw back in the second quarter. JT Thomas with the nice little spinorama here. Here goes top shelf. And the home side trailed by just a single marker, but FLA pulled away in the second half. Zach Raget, he was some kind of pumped after that one. And why not? He followed that up with 2 more goals. 4 tallies on the day for Zach. Chad Vandergriff, understandably, liked the effort his boys put towards the opening game.
It's playoffs, so any chance you get in front of the goal, it's crucial that you put them away. And I thought the guys, midfield and forwards, did a very good job at just finishing those chances. So yeah, we got it rolling, which is a good thing.
Okay, game 2 now back in Florida, and again, it's the ambush that strike first. Robbie Christo getting things started for the visitors, and then just a minute 15 later, Marcel Berry crushing that offering. St. Louis up 2-0 after 15 minutes of play, but Victor Pereira absolutely punishes the net on that shot. 2-1 at that point. Then Drew Ruggles, that shot is still rising. Dr. Ruggles tying it up. 2-2, second half now, tied at 3. Taylor Walter Bond streaking down the wing. He collects, he deposits. Florida in the lead, and they would never trail again. So the Tropics take the game and the series, and they look as though they've definitely got their groove back. 6-4 the final score in that one. Okay, hold on to your hats. This got crazy. Game 2, back in Mexico between Baltimore and Chihuahua. Blast lead the series 1-0 at this point. William Van Zela was unreal for Baltimore in this game. Chihuahua outshot them 44-15, and Van Zela stopped nearly all of them. He was unreal. No scoring until the second quarter. Juan Pereira making it 1-0 for the Blast right there. But back come the Savage off the restart. Roberto Escalante, boom, he ties it up 1-1. And then on to the second half, this happens.
Contragolpe, bandera desplegada, la tiene el taco, le va, pégale, 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 gol!
The Chihuahua up 2-1, and then mad scramble. Baltimore can't clear it out. Carlos Hernandez makes them pay 3-1 at that point. Now with the score 4-1, Baltimore mounts a comeback. Vinny Dantas, the one-timer right there, draws them to within 2. They would get within a single goal, and then watch this. With 1 second left, Nelson Santana right on the doorstep. Can't get the header to go, though. Ouch. So Chihuahua ties the series 1-1 with the 4-3 victory. That meant 15 minutes of extra time to decide the winner, just $1.12 in. Brian Macias knocks it past Van Zelen. Savage go up 1-0, but the Blast come right back at them. It's Dantas again. He slides it just under the outstretched arms of the keeper. It was tied up 1-1 up until this point.
Popper Hernández comparta el contragolpe. Ahí viene Popper. Gol.
Carlos Hernandez with what turned out to be the game winner. Heartbreaking for the Blast. Elation for Savage supporters, though. What a playoff series this was. Chihuahua advances to face San Diego in the semifinals. 5-1 was the final score in the extra period. Okay, players of the month were announced for March. Ian Bennett is your offensive player of the month. Not a shock. Not only did he surpass 400 career MASL regular season points, 16 goals, 3 assists, and that right there, I still think that might be the goal of the year. That strike against the Dallas Sidekicks. What a month. And your defensive player of the month, the man who just might be the goalkeeper of the year and in the running for MVP as well, Boris Pardo of San Diego. 2 beautiful stops right there. 6-0 with 62 saves in the month of March. Look at that one-handed beauty right there for the man for the San Diego Sockers, Boris Pardo. Welcome back to MASL Primetime, everyone. So now that the regular season is done and dusted, JP Dellacamera, the MASL's president of media and communications, is going to join us to talk about some stuff that went down during the regular season, milestones, big news, all that good stuff. JP, how are things?
My pleasure, Alex. Thanks for having me on. The regular season was a blast. We're all looking forward now to these playoffs that are going on as we speak.
Awesome, JP. So great to have you here, man. And let's start off with talking about the San Diego Sockers, the defending Ron Newman Cup champions. A lot of people wondered what the Sockers would do as a follow-up this year. I don't think anyone expected, though, them to be as dominant as they were. They went into the postseason on a 20-game winning streak, only 1 loss all season long, and that was in overtime. In all your years of covering arena soccer, is this one of the most dominant campaigns you've ever seen?
Well, we don't play a ton of games, Alex, 24, but to go without a loss in regulation in 24, that's amazing. Phil Salvaggio and his coaching staff did a great job. They were 12-0-0 on the road. Looking back the last several years of the MASL, I mean, certainly the San Diego Sockers are in the conversation as the most dominant team of this era.
One milestone we've got to talk about that happened this year, JP, was Frank Taillou, Leo Gibson, and Ian Bennett all hitting 400 career MASL regular season points. Huge accomplishment for those 3 guys, wasn't it?
It was, and Frank Taillou was the first one to get to 400 points. A day later, Leo Gibson did it, and then maybe a couple months later, losing track of time here, Ian Bennett did it. The most amazing part, though, to me, Alex, is that Leo Gibson and Ian Bennett are both age 38. They're 2 of the very best players in this league, and they look like they still have several years to go in MASL.
So video review will be a part of the playoffs this year. JP, just explain a bit further how exactly video review will be implemented.
Well, it's exciting, and it's exciting for the coaches, right? Because they have 1 challenge per team. They have to be careful when they use it. All they have is 1 during regulation. If it goes to overtime, they get another 1. We're trying to just correct clear and obvious errors, Alex, and we're trying to do it in about 90 seconds if we can. Would like to do it during the regular season next year. If we can, that's going to be a decision that's left up to the owners.
JP, one of the goals of the MASL this season was to try to get back to normal somewhat after 2 crazy years, obviously due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and that happened this season. It was a great campaign, and then towards the end of the regular season, the announcement comes that Monterey and Mesquite will be returning to the league for the first time since the 2019-2020 campaign. it just adds to the overall level of excitement, doesn't it, for next season?
It does. Monterrey is a former champion. We get a second team in Mexico. We'd like to get more teams in Mexico. So this could be the start of something big for us there. A great rivalry with Chihuahua. And then when you have Mesquite, a great rival for the Dallas Sidekicks. And it also helps us with our travel partners that play in the central part of our country.
All right, JP, that is going to wrap things up, man. We've got to fly. But thank you so much, as usual, for taking the time, man. Really appreciate it. Keep up the great work, and we'll chat later on.
Thank you, Alex. We'll finish off with the playoffs, and then it's going to be a very busy off-season for the Major Arena Soccer.
Welcome back to MASL Primetime, everyone. You know, they say that familiarity breeds contempt, and that is certainly the case with Dallas and Kansas City. Now, the two squads faced each other 6 times during the regular season, with the Comets winning the first 4. However, the Sidekicks flipped the script late in the season, taking the last 2 games. Could they ride that momentum into their first round series against KC? That was the question. And Big D made the home crowd happy by striking first in game 1.
His thing, here's Silva. Oh, and a good block by Ray Lee. Perfectly timed, but again, oh, and there's the shot and the goal. The Dallas Sidekicks are on the board from Julio Varela, make it 1-0, 5:54 in the first quarter.
A great start for Dallas, but KC evens it in the second. Nacho Flores, boom. Beauty. Evens it up 1-1. They kept it coming after the break. Let's see if that Sane gives KC a lead they would never relinquish with that strike right there. Just 50 seconds later, then John Sosa rips the twine. Nothing Juan Gamboa can do about this one. That shot's got some mustard on it. That made it 3-1, and KC would hold them off the rest of the way. So the Comets take game 1, 7-3 on the road in Dallas. Game 2 was Tuesday, and with the score tied 1-1, this happens.
Sousa in the corner, off the boards, Benji shoots!
Oh my goodness!
Oh no, he didn't do it! He did! He just did it! Maybe the goal of the year! You gotta be kidding me, this kid Benji is something special! Comets lead 2-1.
Wallace
that will definitely be in the running for goal of the year, Nick Vassos. Eduardo Benji Monreal with the tally, but Dallas responds. Oscar Romero jumps on the miscue, ties it up 2-2, and Big D goes on a run after that. Jamie Lovegrove to Sebastian Mendez. Beautiful. That gives the Sidekicks the advantage, and then in the fourth, Dallas looks to stretch its lead. Lovegrove has been doing that all year long, just vicious from that spot. So the Sidekicks do what they need to. They take game 2 and stay alive, forcing 15 minutes of extra time. And just 26 seconds in, Rion Marquez, oh, that is special, turns and burns it past keeper Juan Gamboa. And then Letsia Thatsani steals it and absolutely punishes the twine with that rip. How good has Thatsani been this season for KC? 2-0. You knew Dallas was not going quietly, though. Possible MASL Rookie of the Year, Luis Morales, cuts the deficit to 1. And then Dallas appears to tie it up. Off the miscue, Julio Varela scores, but a challenge flag is thrown by KC, and the officials go to video review, and this is what they see. Earlier in the play, the ball hits a Sidekicks player leaning over the boards. So yeah, the goal is disallowed. Ricardino Cavalcante, not a happy man, obviously. The drama in this series was off the charts. KC would add one more insurance marker to take the game and the series 2-1. Kudos to Dallas, though, on a great season. So here are your semifinal matchups. Number 1 San Diego takes on number 4 Chihuahua in what should be an incredible series. Number 2 Florida faces number 3 Kansas City. Head to maslsoccer.com to keep up to date on everything that's happening. Okay, plays of the week now.
Guerreros will approach, shot, go!
Ball played into the near corner now. A shot and a goal by Gutierrez. Christian Gutierrez.
Back to Mashad. Mashad into the middle for JT Thomas. Turnage. Goal! JT Thomas.
Game 1 has not disappointed. Carreras flicks it forward. Roque shot. Goal! He would have fed him in. Instead, it's Rojo. Rojo steps around Leite. Rojo fires it in. ¡Qué golazo tan fuerte!
And Jones puts swings his right leg through and over the goal. It is Mendez from Lovegrove on the volley.
Right now that man is Dieguez. That's when danger happens. There's a shot and a big goal. Oh, from almost the yellow line. What a shot, Ricardo Cavallo.
Rebote para el defensa, se aviva acá y le va a pegar Torres. No lo griten, no lo canten, no lo anuncia el arquero William Mancilla. Ya sacó la primera, Carlito.
Cemento in goal. There's Ruggles. Long shot. Goal!
Popper Hernández comparta el contragolpe. Ahí viene Popper. Gol. Gol.
Souza in the corner, off the boards, Benji shoots!
Oh my goodness!
Oh no, he didn't do it! He did! He just did it! Maybe the goal of the year! You gotta be kidding me! This kid Benji is something special!
And that is going to wrap things up for this week's show. But just a reminder, as we get deeper into the playoffs, the way for you to keep up to date with everything that's going on in the MASL is to check out the league's official social media outlets. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week.